Hey, what's up guys? In this video today, I want to talk about refinancing through Better Mortgage Company. Just because I haven't really seen many videos on it, I want to share my thoughts and experience on that. So I just refinanced my loan from a really high 5.125 interest rate to a much lower one. And I used Better Mortgage, which is unlike any other lender because it's a completely online. So I wanted to share my thoughts and my whole experience here for you. It's not a sponsored video. I just noticed there's no videos on this topic, so I gotta share it, guys. So let's start with an overview of Better. It's an easy to use online portal. They got low interest rates because they have no commission or lender's fee, so they cut out the middleman. They have clear and concise terms. They have a loan estimate from day one, which is pretty much accurate, and there were no hidden fees from there. They do offer a float down rate lock to a lower rate, and they do rate match with competitors as well. And lastly, if you do have an American Express card, there was a promotion for a $2,500 statement credit. So now I want to share with you guys some goals as to why I went with Better.com. So first up, I wanted to lower my interest rate to lower my payment and ultimately pay less. There was a flexible upfront rate table showing the payments and fees with Better. So when I entered my information, I got rates from 3% going up to 4.5%, and ultimately, as you go up the table, you pay less in points and you get more back in credits. Number two, I wanted to pay little to no money out of pocket for closing. I didn't want to get to the lowest rate possible and pay the maximum amount of fees. So when I went with Better, I was able to select my rate from the table. So I was able to pay just $450 total to close my loan because I got lender's credits from selecting the rate that I did. Better actually offered me $1,789 in credit since I chose a rate of 4.375%, which, as you guys know, there's a 2.875% rate out there. So if you guys choose that rate, you're going to end up paying points for that. But if you choose a little bit of a higher rate, you can get credits instead. And that's what I did. So another thing that I noticed is that there were no credits for an investment property type loan, but there's lower rates than other banks out there. And I wanted to show you guys a screenshot of the loan estimate right here. So this is my official loan estimate, which shows the monthly payment as well as the closing costs, which, as I mentioned, they were all really low. Better was pretty good about it. My third and final goal is that I actually wanted to get the $2,500 from that Better promotion via American Express. So here's a screenshot of that as well. So the highlight of using Better is a $2,500 statement credit, but you also get free appraisal and competitive pricing. So altogether with Better.com, I actually got a lower rate. I paid almost no closing costs, and I got $2,500 back from American Express. Better checked all the boxes for me. So now I'd like to explain the Better mortgage timeline for refinance. It took about 30 days end to end, and I completed 46 tasks, had 8 phone calls, and then 15 emails. That's it. So day one, I signed into the Better portal. I paid $550 for the appraisal. I got rates locked as a result of the appraisal. And from there, they did a debt to income ratio check. They did an asset check, credit history, property use, and disclosures. And I had to submit my insurance and my property survey as well. From there, you do have 45-day rate block. So it expires after that time frame, but you're able to shop within that 45-day window. If you're able to get a better rate, then you can ask Better to match that. On day 5, my loan was conditionally approved, and they actually called to confirm credit line and other clarifying questions. On day 6, the appraiser actually came in and appraised my property. And on day 12, an email of the $2,500 statement credit from American Express came in, so I informed my closer of that. They added that to my profile, and we were good to go from there. On day 19, there was that time to close email, just preparing me for closing, from which I was able to review the closing disclosure and the closing appointment, get that scheduled and ready to go. And then on day 26, a mobile notary actually showed up at my house with all the papers, signed all the papers from the comfort of my house, and on the 29th, they funded the loan. So I wanted to give you guys some other thoughts for consideration about Better.com. Number one, the loan officer was initially responsive in the beginning. He actually called me every single day until I got my rate locked. And after that, like towards the middle of the process, the loan officer was a little harder to get because it was the middle of the process. Apparently, it's not his job anymore to handle that. So when I complained, I actually mentioned I didn't get the response. The manager called back and the communication was much smoother after that. And when they handed me over to the closing team, their closer, Jimmy, was actually a really solid guy. I actually had a friend trying to do a new house purchase and he had to call a lot of people to respond. So be mindful of that. Like if they don't respond, you really have to hawk on them to respond. You know, call them, do whatever you can there. Number 2, a normal bank actually gives you just 1 point of contact. Better actually passes you between 3 points of contact in the process at different points in time. They have a mortgage expert initially, they got the processing expert, and then they have the closing expert. Some are licensed to speak about certain parts of the process and some are not. So that's another thing you have to keep track of as well, is who to speak to at certain times. The rates on Better.com change daily until you lock. So estimated closing costs, for example, it could be $500 to close one day, $800 another day. So if you're looking at that estimated loan estimate right there and you like what you see, definitely sign up right away. Because I could have saved an additional $200 just by doing that. Number 4, they actually asked some odd questions like, why did my bonus change from 1 year to another year? Like that's dependent on the company, other reasons, but Better.com was actually interested in that. Number 5, it actually took a week after signing the papers to fund the loan. Number 6, Better can rate match if they have an official loan estimate only, not just by going off what a loan officer sends you in an email. And lastly, number 7, Better will offer a one-time float down policy and quote like this. If the national average drops by 0.25% from when you locked in, you'd be eligible for a 0.125% rate float down. But yeah, guys, with all of this said, I wanted to just say I would definitely use Better.com again. Now that I've been through the process and know how it all works, it's pretty good, pretty easy. You know, if you're shopping around for a loan, definitely give Better.com a look. But yeah, guys, that's my experience right there in a nutshell. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below with your thoughts. Subscribe to see more content like this. And I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.